It is now time for an intermission after our third elimination battle. Anyway, folks, hello and welcome back to some more Fate Extra. On our last episode, we had a very one-sided battle against our third round opponent. We won quite convincingly, let's just say that. But I'll say that those two lasties shall be missed. Anyway, let's continue henceforth. The air is tense. The tension in the air reminds me of how it feels when an opponent pairing is announced. My pairing hasn't been announced. However, I recognize the two girls in front of the bulletin board. The girl in red is Rin Tosaka, and the other is a girl the same age as Rin, or a little older. The girls size each other up, and without a word, each glances away from the other. One of these two girls will die. That's what fate has decided. Rin Tosaka and Rani 8 are equally powerful. I can only gain from one taking the other out. I'm not the only witness. It's Julius. He walks over to the bulletin after the two have left. Neither side will hold back in the battle. If I could watch the fight, I could learn quite a bit. Without a single glance this way, they leave. I really don't understand, but I'm nervous anyway. The tension's pretty high here. Anyway, time for some nap time. After one whole minute, eh? Well, must be the longest minute here for Saber. That time skip, though. Alright, so the reason why there's a little saving bit here is that you can choose between two quite drastic choices when it pops up. I'm only going to be showing one of them though, because I have both of them in mind for our new Game Plus playthrough in the future. Plus, I just only want to experience one for now, because I don't really want to take away from my current experience. Anyway, the moment I see Rin Tosaka, I know the time has come. Her body language is as aloof as ever, but I can see the focus in her gaze. Today's the day they fight. One of them will die. Come to think, I haven't seen Julius. There's nothing unusual, but it worries me for some reason. What Julius said in front of the bulletin board about Rin and Rani's battle is still bugging me. Maybe it would be a good idea to track down Julius. Maybe it would be, buddy, old pal. From outside the multimedia room, I hear a faint voice. Put my ear to the door in order to hear better. It's Julius. I can't make out the details, but he's talking about our program's gods. I knew it. The firewall around the battlefield is just too strong. The security is highest there. I sense him moving, and shuffle away from the door in a panic. There's nowhere to hide. It's you. His aura of murderous intent makes my heart leap out my chest, but then he promptly leaves. Even though he's tried to kill me in the past, Julius doesn't seem to register my existence. Maybe I'm not worth it for him to suffer yet another penalty for fighting outside the arena. Well, possibly not. Oh, one of those film projectors, eh? Quite old-fashioned as well, rolling that tape. Anyway, the multimedia room is a bit bigger than the regular classrooms. At the front of the room is a screen. Instead of a ceiling projector, there's an old-fashioned film projector. That's odd. It could be here all the time for all I know. I never visit this room. That device has been rewrought, and recently... My servant is right. That film projector seems to be warping the very data around it. Something must have been done to it, probably by Julius. For what purpose? As I reach out to inspect it. Morse code! I don't know what this even means! Weird. When I touched it, sparks went flying in my brain. I think I was attacked by some program. Oh no, a little bit of malware. But although it makes me dizzy, the effects pass immediately. I don't think it did any damage. I wonder what it was. Somehow I don't think it was Julius' doing. Oh, a clash of sorts. I'm pulled from my reverie by the earth-splitting sound of a weapon. Someone means business. I brace myself, thinking Julius has returned. But he's nowhere to be seen. Then suddenly, an image emblazons itself on my brain. Rani. Next to her, slim form is a giant serpent, and facing him are Rin Tosaka and Persa. This must be an elimination battle between the two of them. The film projector spins into motion, projecting images of the battle onto the screen. Oh my. Rin versus Rani. Who will win? But we do get to bear full witness to this little bout that they're about to have, Rani faced a significant amount of it. This sequence overall is really cool in my opinion, though. Especially because we get to see a very familiar spandex man. And those from United know who I'm talking about. Well, seeing this fight again makes me wish our caster, our master, had flashier attacks. That's no way to handle a bow. Flip it to the other side. Cause like, look at this animation! So cool! Oh? And that's that. Now the sequence can play out a bit differently at times, like one of them might get an extra attack. It just happens, it's a bit random, but it will eventually end off at the second turn. Anyway, let's read this out. Getting to watch other masters fight would be a huge advantage in a war like this where information is crucial to survival. It goes without saying that it's a total violation of the rules, but I'd expect nothing less of Julius. In any case, why did Julius leave halfway through? Was that his plan, or did something go wrong? Leave your speculations for later, Master. You would do well to observe this splendid fight. My servant draws my attention to the screen. Ren and Rani are facing each other. The forms of their servants can be made out clearly. The image quality isn't bad per se, it's more like there's a masking effect overlaid to hide them. Even if that's security measure, I can tell both servants wield long shafts. They're both lancers then. My eyes only see the sparks from their lances as each thrusts, parries, swipes, and defends. Rani's servant seems massively powerful, but Ren's isn't given an inch. Either one could win. The owner of the red lance will win this. It is a classic David and Goliath situation. Saber declares Ren's victory, seemingly arbitrarily. Duh. Anyway, this 7's glue match, but that girl has more creativity at her disposal, so she will win. She is better able to exploit her enemy's weaknesses. She wields her brain as if it were a bladed saber. The darker skinned girl realizes that she does not have the cleverness to counter. It must frustrate her. Ren knows she's winning too. Her posture is full of confidence. On the other hand, there is a hint of alarm on Rani's otherwise expressionless face. Oh? And then the clash suddenly stops. I can't make out what's going on, but I can tell there's space between the two opponents now. The one who backed off was Rani. Her servant contorts and starts gathering energy. Even for the blurry screen, I can tell an inordinate amount of power is being summoned. Well, her hair's animating now, so something's up. I am sorry, Professor. I must return the chassis and life you bestowed upon me. Maximum velocity, infinite. Helm to the northern sky, meld Osiris. Continuations of duties deemed impossible. In case of failure, destruct self along with moon. Performing final directive. Wait, what? Atlas Homunculi can pull off crazy stuff like that? You fool! This isn't something to self-destruct over! Going all Hail Mary, eh? After taking a beat from Ren, Rani must be intending to use her last resort. Never mind Ren, wouldn't that like go fight the entire arena? She used her command seal. That's a trump card you can only use twice in the entirety of the war, and Rani just used one! No, her command seal isn't what's causing this horrendous power to well up from within her. Her heart is a kiln on the verge of exploding. Anyone who saw her right now can tell. Rani's body was built with the capacity to overload like this. Your magic circuits are a critical convergence. You don't need to throw away your life like this. I don't know, Spandex boy. Ren's servant addresses her with a flippant tone totally unsuited to the intensity of the situation. Her heart's made of evil lights. Before she blows up the arena, skewer her onto the car with your noble phantasm. Oh, I like it when you're desperate. What a treat. Alright, it's finally time to end this. At Ren's command, Lancer takes a stance and gathers his strength. It builds until the next attack will settle the battle. They will not have time to resort to the command seals. Even the victor will suffer greatly. It is possible that both contenders will end up perishing. As Sarah cuts herself off, she looks straight at me and says in an annoying tone of voice, "What is that strange look upon your face? Do not tell me you're thinking of saving them." I didn't realize I was telegraphing my emotions, but more importantly, what did my servant just say? Save them? Oh, that sounds like a job for me. No. Could there be some way to save them? It sounds like there might be. But Saber wasn't enthusiastic. Maybe because they're kind of our enemies. Yes, indeed there is. I intended to keep it to myself. Yet to keep you dragging it from me. Or keep finding it anyway. Although reluctant, the young blonde servant points at my left hand at my command seals. So long as the screen connects to where they are, you may either save one of them. For their location is walled off, I would require the assistance of a command seal to transit there. So it's actually impossible. Still, command seals exist to make miracles happen. I would need one seal to get there, and possibly a second to survive once there. We could lose 2 seals. Wipe the look off your face. I cannot believe I must ask this, but I will ask anyway. Do you truly intend to save one of those girls? Right. This is the choice I was talking about. And while yes, we could potentially do both of the routes, that shall be saved for in the future when we do our New Game Plus playthrough. Because I would like to experience both of them once again. And as to which one I'm going to be experiencing, well, it's going to be Rani's. As a route that I haven't really experienced much of at all. I'm not going to lie, because when I did my playthrough yonks ago, all I did was Ren's. Because, hey, I mean, she's a fan favorite for a reason, right? But I want to give Rani some time in the limelight, so let us rescue her. Rani's going to self-destruct any second. I'm going to listen to my heart and save her. My servant springs into action, with no sign of disapproval. Time is of the essence. Let's go, buddy! Power surges through my feet, electrifying the air and bending the floor. Space warps around me. The distortion rips a hole in my screen. In the screen? In my screen, though! Well, I guess that's our screen, right? It's our multimedia room now. Anyway, my servant leaps towards it and the world melts into strings. My vision goes black from the rapid acceleration. My hand tingles where the command seal burned off. Go, go, Saber! When I open my eyes, I find myself in the arena. Out of the frying pan into the fire, literally. The air sparks as the arena begins to melt around Rani. Huh? You? The magic swirling around Rani's body ebbs a bit in response to her surprise at the sudden intruder. Yes, big boy, we're here to save you. Before I get so as much to blink, Rani's hulking servant has turned his spear on me. No, stop, Berserker. That person is not an enemy. Rani's order falls on deaf ears. I expected as much. Since her servant is a Berserker, he could probably only see other masters as enemies. We don't stand a chance. Praetor, use a command seal if you want to survive. If we're gonna last even a round, we can escape when the survives fast and termination activates. Yeah! We gotta live! That's our agenda right now! Your command seal. Doesn't really matter whether or not we use it here, I believe, so let's unleash. And now we know the full thing. There we go. Now we know the full pattern. I feel like hitting him a bit, because why not? We probably could have just got a free hit combo there, actually, now that I think about it in retrospect. Oh gosh, the fallible bow. It hits really hard even on the card, may I add? Ho ho! But we'll have to survive one round anyway. Somehow I was overcome. My intervention is currently a rule infraction, I mean. Without a warning from the Seraph, the fight should now be put to a halt. A root infraction? Oh, hello there. Ah! Rani's body slumps to the ground, because she's been run through by the lance of Rin's servant. During those seconds when Saber rescued Berserker's attention, he threw his lance into Rani's heart. Sorry, I was too good a shot to pass up. I had to show off my trump card. Rit? Yeah, what he said. The giant gives a bestial roar and charges at the lance wielder who impaled his master's chest. However... Oh. An impassable barrier drops down between Rin and Rani. Maybe it's because of my intrusion, or because the Seraph declared a victor. Oh no! Rin is shouting something, but the barrier prevents me from hearing it. She points at me, frightened. No, she's not pointing at me, but behind me at Rani. Hooked on the end of the red lance that pierced Rani as an energy core, on the verge of exploding. Get out of there! Hurry! Let's... I don't know! What should say other than that? We should do as that girl says, master. We must look out as the Seraph instructs or we'll die. I read that in my... in the wrong zone! That was at the moment. Anyway, look out! I know that's what I have to do. If I just give in to the pressure wrapping around my body, I'll be back on campus soon. But then, what about her? What about the girl who's lying wounded on the ground? The barrier separates her and Rin. I, who had followed Berserker, was only by the fallen girl, by Rani. She's alive, even though her chest is pierced through. Rani's still alive! Well, yeah, she's a homunculi. Wait, master! Suddenly I realize I'm running toward Rani, the lance that pierced her a few meters away, where the core is about to explode. Well, why? I'm not worth it. At least you should get away. I'm not listening. I gather Rani in my arms and run, waiting for the Seraph to kick me out. It doesn't happen in time. Rather than the Seraph can lock me out. Or faster, sorry. Rani's heart liquefies the area. Calm down, Berserker. Then it gets me to calm down. I'm sloppily reason. Anyway, in the final moments, a lone giant sprints into the light. Rani's servant body breaks apart, making a sort of shield for us as he runs toward the heart. I don't know if he did it to protect his master or simply because he saw the explosion as an enemy. But right before he disappears, he runs towards us with a gentle smile on his face. Aww! Big boy! No! I come to in the multimedia room. The command zone on my left hand is now smaller, but my exhausted servant and Rani are by my side. Where? Why? Those words are all she could manage. She blacks out. The wound in her chest seems to have healed already, and somehow she's still alive without her heart. I always sensed she was special, even among masters. That's a 10 to Rani. I glance at the screen. It's probably... Oh, it's dark probably because of the early explosion. Oh, yeah, well, All there is empty space. Anyway, Rani is recuperating in the nurse's office. From the look of things, she's in pain. I wonder why. I just lost my heart recently, I'm not going to be in pain. No. Anyway, according to the doctor, she awoke briefly, but immediately fell back into a comatose state. They say her body is fine, so she must be mentally exhausted. I mean, that must be a roller coaster of emotions. I was about to go Hail Mary, lost my heart. Random did try to save me. I'm alive without my heart. After nearly an hour, Rani's long eyelashes flutter open. She blinks twice. 3 times, in fact. That you did. Her voice is small and her words are spoken flatly. She stares blankly into thin air. her eyes glassy and distant. She reminds me of a broken doll. Talk to her. Hold her hand or call her name. Well, let's call her name. I lean down to her pillow and whisper her name. Do you remember your name, love? I think her eyes moved. But now she's staring blankly at the ceiling again. After a short while, Rani's eyes slide shut again. Her shallow breaths even out into the deep, gentle breaths of sleep. It doesn't seem like she'll get up anytime soon. Well, the next time she wakes up, she's more alert. You got to think of it, I haven't heard a peep out of my servant in a while. They must be angry. Yeah, probably fuming. Naturally, you fool. Why did you show compassion to that woman? She's not even a friend, much less a comrade, but she helped us out! You turn my stomach. Be gone from my sight. She's never been so openly hostile toward me before. She must be very angry about what I did. But wait, I've heard her say that she admires kindness before, so why is she angry at me for showing compassion? Don't be ridiculous. I only enjoy when leniency is bestowed upon me, not when it is given to others. I see. She's just so imperious that I don't dare criticize her. Zero broods in angry silence. Rani doesn't look like she'll wake up, so I might as well go now. Oh, there's Rin. I look up to see Rin Tosaka, leaning casually against the wall. She's obviously waiting for me. Now, I hope you have one hell of an explanation for what you've just done. Just a glare is enough to convey all of the anger and hostility she has towards me. Not that I blame her. If I didn't interfere in the Colosseum, we would have all died. Considering her powers as a magus, Rin could just drag me somewhere to fight like Julius did. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that her curiosity is the only thing keeping me alive. If masters can start teaming up, it will completely destroy the balance of the Holy Grail wall. Even the most skillful use of a counter shouldn't be enough to bypass the Colosseum's security. To be blunt, you don't seem like that great of a magus. How did you pull off the impossible? And before you answer, remember that I reward truth and reason, and punish lies and stupidity. Don't be naive enough to think Julius is the only who knows how to circumvent the rules. I'm willing to risk drawing the ear of the system to deal with a threat of this magnitude. Since Julius was able to start a fight on campus, I'm sure Ren could easily do the same. If it comes to a fight, I'm in no condition to face her. That, and I really don't want to fight her. If I want to avoid a confrontation, I should probably just tell her the truth. Yeah, buddy. So, Julius was behind this low stunt, and I think you had it in you to do something this low. As the real battle information was exposed, the identity of Ren's servant remains unknown. Though she would never admit, it's obvious that she's more than a little relieved by the fall. Of course, Ren being Ren, her facade of suspicion and hostility didn't disappear entirely. But if Julius wasn't able to break through the security, how did you manage to pull it off? Trying to break through the firewall would have caused the system to fry your brain. This is our half attack program. I remember having to deal with it at first, but it doesn't seem to affect me anymore. That can't be right. Even if your body is safe, your brain wouldn't be able to handle the strain. Oh, speaking of which, aren't you, I mean... I could see the bewilderment in her eyes. Her confusion almost overcame her normal animosity. Never mind, I was just thinking out loud. Forget I said anything. However, if you choose to continue fighting, we'll remain enemies. Keep that in mind. One last thing, do not spy me again. Should you try, your suffering will be legendary. Oh my. With that, Red began to walk away. She then stopped as if a thought just occurred to her. Hey, does the name Twice Peaceman ring a bell by any chance? Twice? I can't recall hearing the name. I might have heard the name before, but why bring him up now?
So,
No reason, really. You kind of remind me of him. Never mind, just forget I asked. I'm left alone with my thoughts as she turns and walks away. Well, that all just happened, Ayo! Oh, and Saber Susan once again, rightfully so! That was a roller coaster of emotions. And this is going to be a route that I've never experienced before. Ever! Oh! The blindness! I mean, this playthrough was mostly semi-blind anyway, because I've never gotten that far with Saber. But I'm looking very much forward to this. I really am. But anyway, folks, Thank y'all for watching this episode of The Extra, and I guess I'll see you all next time with some more of that round 4 action, because we're going to be starting round 4, in fact. Anyhow, ta-ta for now.